There is something about the beginning of a new month that feels quietly hopeful. Not because everything needs changes when the calendar turns, but because it offers us a gentle invitation to pause, to reflect, to reset. I used to think a monthly reset meant trying to become a completely different person overnight. But now I see it differently. It's less about reinventing myself and more about returning to the things that help me feel grounded. So today, I'm inviting you to spend a slow morning with me as I prepare for a new month through planning, homemaking, tending the garden, and ending the day with one of the things that has shaped my life the most, dance. Let's begin. Before I write a single appointment into my planner, I like to spend a little time reflecting. I think we often rush toward what's next without taking time to appreciate where we've been. So I begin with a few simple questions. What brought me joy this month? What drained my energy? What habits made my days feel peaceful? And what do I want to carry with me into this next chapter? There usually aren't dramatic answers. Sometimes it's as simple as realizing I want more mornings in the garden, more evenings reading instead of scrolling, more home-cooked meals, more creating. Then I move to filling in important things like birthdays and family plans, my teaching schedule, my daughter's dance schedule, garden projects I want to get to, content ideas, budget reminders. Instead of asking how much can I fit into this month, I ask something completely different. I ask myself, what kind of month am I trying to create? Because our calendars don't just organize our time, they quietly help shape our lives. Once my planner feels settled, I turn my attention to my home. There's something incredibly comforting about beginning a new month with a clean, peaceful home. Not because I believe a home should be perfect. Far from it. Homes are meant to be lived in. But I've noticed that when my surroundings feel calm, my mind often follows. So I clean the cobwebs. I clean the ceiling fans. I sweep and mop the floors. Whatever needs to be done. If I have time, I may put some flowers on the table. The garden is offering something. These aren't glamorous tasks, but they are small ways of caring for the place that cares for us every day. And I think that's worth slowing down for. After the house feels refreshed, I head outside. This has become one of my favorite parts of every monthly reset. The garden has a way of reminding me that growth has its own rhythm. The tomatoes don't ripen because I hurry them. The lavender blooms when it's ready. The herbs grow a little at a time. Every morning there is something new to notice. A flower opening, a cucumber climbing, a handful of herbs ready for dinner. Gardening hasn't taught me so much about patience. It reminds me that progress is often happening beneath the surface long before we can see it. Maybe our own lives are a little like that. Maybe we don't always need dramatic change. Maybe we just need to keep tending what matters. Before the day comes to an end, I like to spend a little time in the studio if I can. Some months I create choreography to teach. Other months I create simply because it brings me joy. It's one of the places where I feel most like myself. As a ballet teacher, I spend so much of my time helping others grow. But creating reminds me that I am still growing too. Movement hasn't always been a way for me to process life. Some ideas are easier to dance than they are to explain. And somehow, after a morning of planning, cleaning, and tending the garden, creativity feels easier to find. Maybe because making space in our homes, in our schedules, in our hearts also makes room for inspiration. A monthly reset won't change your life overnight, but it can change the way you enter the days ahead. For me, it's never been about becoming someone new. It's always about creating a life that feels a little slower, a little more intentional, and filled with a little more everyday magic. Thank you so much for spending this quiet morning with me. If you're also preparing for a new month, I'd love to know, what is one intention you carry with you? Until next time, I hope you find a little everyday magic wherever this new month takes you.